Sagittarius, if 2026 were a movie, this isn't the kind of film where you run fast just to hit a deadline. This is the kind where you think you're sprinting in a straight line. Then the universe gently nudges the steering wheel. And when you look up, you're like, wait, how am I standing exactly where I needed to be? Let me say it plainly. 2026 is the year of selective expansion. Not expanding just for fun. Not expanding because you're afraid of falling behind. Expanding because you're genuinely ripe enough to step into a new level. Sagittarius loves freedom, space, the feeling that life is long, and there's still so much to explore. But this year, that freedom isn't do whatever you want. It shifts into a more grown-up form. Freedom because you actually know where you're going. And to tell the real story of 2026, I want you to picture 3 currents of energy running in parallel inside you. The first current, doors opening. Opportunities open, roads open, people open, ideas open. You'll feel like you have more options than usual. Invitations, crossroads, projects that feel kind of your vibe. And yeah, Sagittarius being Sagittarius, when it feels like the vibe, your heart heats up instantly. But hold on. This year, the universe won't let you live on vibe alone. The second current, disciplinifying, meaning, if you want anything to last, it needs a frame. An opportunity without a schedule, without a plan, without real skill underneath, it becomes fireworks. Beautiful, bright, and then gone. 2026 teaches you how to turn fireworks into long-term light. You're still allowed to pop off, just make sure after you pop off, you know how to package it, execute it, and turn it into results. The third current, plot twists. There will be a few moments where you get rerouted. Maybe a team change, a role change, a work style change, a move, a lifestyle shift. Sometimes it'll be abrupt, like, wait, I thought I was going down that road. But the beauty is, those turns aren't here to make you lose control. It's more like the universe is pulling you off an old road, so you can get on a truer one. And those 3 currents create the big question of Sagittarius, 2026. What do I want to expand the most? And am I willing to be disciplined enough to keep it long term? Now I'm going to slow down, so you can see how 2026 actually runs in real life, not just in vague talk. First, your ego, your sense of self. Sagittarius tends to look confident, but deep down you have a very specific type of confidence. I trust I can do it, because I'll find a way. You don't have to be great on day one. You just need to see a path, and you'll walk it. And in 2026, there's a strong layer of energy around a soft but deep transformation. Not allowed change to prove something to people. More like you quietly shift your perspective, your life standards, and the way you define success. Maybe last year you thought success was maximum freedom. No one managing you. Go anywhere, do anything. But in 2026, you start seeing a truth that's kind of ironic. Real freedom is when you have enough skill to choose enough foundation to stand, and enough discipline to not get dragged by the current. You don't want to escape everything anymore. You want to build something that's yours. And that's such a Sagittarius kind of maturity. Next, career and direction. 2026 will feel like the road is widening. But here's the trap. When the road is too wide, you spread. You know that feeling of opening browser tabs? 1 tab, you're focused. 27 tabs, your brain runs hot like a CPU go-away. Sagittarius 2026 is the same. You might have multiple opportunities at once. Lots of invites. Lots to learn. Lots of projects you want to try. So the question isn't, do I have opportunities? The question is, what's the main axis of the year, and what are just side tabs for later? And this is where discipline steps in. It forces you to choose one thing and take it all the way. It'll annoy you at first, because Sagittarius hates being limited. But if you play the game right, you'll realize, limits aren't here to cage you. Limits are here to concentrate your force. So your year doesn't dissolve into 100 tiny pieces. I'm saying this so you get it. 2026 is great for repositioning yourself. Maybe you change roles. Maybe you go from individual contributor to leader. Maybe you shift from doing tasks to building systems. Maybe you move from a stable job to something with a bigger expansion range. But the common theme is, you'll feel like you're stepping into a new floor. A floor where you don't just do well, you create impact. Money-wise, 2026 is the year of money with a system. Not one big deal, and you coast. More like flow, process, planned out. Sagittarius usually earns well when you have freedom, expansion, experimentation. But because of that, you can also spend emotionally, overlook details, and get lazy with management. This year, management is the key word. Not to make you stingy, just so you can keep what you earn when opportunities show up. Now to love and relationships. Sagittarius loves, very honestly. You don't like pointless drama. You like it light, open, fun, and communicative. But sometimes your open gets misunderstood as loose. And your freedom gets misunderstood as not serious. In 2026, you'll get tested on this. How do you keep your space while the person beside you still feels safe? This matters because there are times this year when communication can miss the frequency. You say something and think it's normal, but they hear it differently. Or the other way around, they say something, you interpret it negatively, and you react fast. Sagittarius reacts fast, sometimes too fast, and it ruins the rhythm. So 2026 is perfect for one skill. Slow down your words by 10% watchful. Not slow because you're weak. Slow, so you're clear. Slow, so you choose your words. Slow, so you ask back. What do you mean? If Sagittarius can do this, you'll avoid so many unnecessary misunderstandings. And in love, misunderstandings kill the mood the fastest. Also, 2026 has a strong intuition, color. You'll feel that with some relationships, from the start you already know, is this person right or not? Not judging, just sensing rhythm. Do your conversation rhythms match? Your life rhythms? Your value rhythms? Sagittarius usually lives by ideals, but this year, your intuition is sharp. You'll notice, some people talk well, but the energy isn't real. Some people say little, but they're solid. And if you trust your intuition correctly, you'll save a lot of time. Now I want you to see 2026 as a journey with milestones. You don't need to memorize exact dates, but you should remember, some periods light up, and some periods pull you inward. For example, early in the year, there's a bright point where you open the game. It's like you just turned your machine on and everything runs smooth. Great for planning, signing important decisions, starting a new chapter, or at least locking in a direction. Your mind feels clear, ideas come, and you feel like you caught the signal. Use that to build a foundation, because a good foundation is what lets the second half break through. Then mid-year, around late July, there are 2 drop points I want you to remember. One is about innovation and creativity. Like you get permission to do things differently. If you're tired of old methods, trapped in an old format, this is when you break the format. The other drop point, very close to that, pulls you inward. Like after you change how you work, you also change how you live. You look back and ask, what am I running for? What do I actually want? These two go together. Change outside without changing inside, you get tired. Change inside without acting outside, you'll regret it. This year gives you both. And at the end of the year, the rhythm speeds up. You'll feel things converging. What you planted early in the year, if you stayed disciplined, starts producing. But that speed up can overload you. So I'll say it again, 2026 isn't the year to open 27 tabs. It's the year to open fewer tabs, and make sure every tab actually reaches the finish line. Let me close this chunk with a guiding compass for Sagittarius 2026, something you can take and use immediately. Compass #1, lots of opportunities doesn't matter. What matters is you choose one main axis, and you go deep. Compass #2. Freedom isn't avoiding commitments. Freedom is having enough discipline that circumstances don't drag you around. Compass #3. When plot twists hit, don't panic. Ask, if this is a reroute to get me to the right place, what am I supposed to learn? And right after this, in the next chunk, I'm going to go deep into what Sagittarius cares about most: career and money in 2026. What to prioritize, what to strike fast, what to build steady, and how to expand without burning yourself out. Sagittarius, in this chunk I'm going straight to the thing you care about a lot but often handle on instinct: career and money in 2026. This isn't the year of push a little harder and you'll make it. It's the year of change the way you play and you win. And the best part is, the universe isn't forcing you to become boring. It's just making you learn one new skill, expand, but with strategy. Picture your 2026 career like you're standing in an international airport. Tons of flights, tons of destinations, tons of voices like, go, 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 try it all. But if you jump on every flight just to taste it, by the end of the year, you'll be exhausted and nowhere. 2026 isn't lacking opportunities. 2026 is lacking one thing: a main axis clear enough for you to concentrate your force. And that axis usually lives in this question: who do I want to become in my field this year? Not, how many things do I want to do? Because Sagittarius gets pulled into the feeling of the more experience is the better. And yes, experience is your strength. But, in a career, experience only becomes an asset when it gets condensed into a story. A career story, a positioning, a type of person people instantly remember. So in early 2026, you need to do something that sounds boring, but is actually the key. Take what you're good at and turn it into a straight line. You don't have to delete everything else. You just need to choose one backbone. For example, you can keep a main job, plus a side project, keep learning, keep experimenting. But the backbone should be one. Either you want to step into leadership, or become a top-tier specialist, or pivot industries, or build a personal brand. Choose one as the rail. The other things are train cars, they follow, they're not the engine. And once you choose the rail, 2026 starts opening doors in the right direction. You meet the right people, the right opportunities, the right project. If you don't choose, you still meet opportunities. But it's like meeting them for entertainment. Meet, get busy. Busy, get tired. Tired, blame yourself. Why am I working hard but not leveling up? I'm going to say one sentence that's a bit harsh. Sagittarius doesn't lack effort. Sagittarius lacks packaging. You can do a lot, learn fast, jump well. But if you don't package your value, people won't know where to place you. 2026 is the year you learn to package. What is packaging? Turning what you do into something people can see and trust. It can be a portfolio, case studies, a LinkedIn profile, a deck you use to pitch, or the way you tell your achievements in 60 seconds. Packaging isn't showing off. Packaging is clarity. And this is where many Sagittarians hesitate, because you love freedom and hate the feeling of marketing yourself. But trust me, in 2026, self-marketing isn't cosmetic. It's a survival weapon. Opportunities come to people who are visible. And if you want people to see you, you need to turn on the lights. For your career rhythm this year, I usually suggest Sagittarius play in 2 phases. Phase 1, roughly the first half, build the foundation and upgrade a skill. Choose one skill or one domain. If you get truly strong at it, you instantly raise your price. For example, professional communication, leadership, negotiation, analysis, system building, writing, decision-making. Pick one as a spearhead. First half of the year, you train it like the gym. Not training for fun, training with a plan, with measurement, with feedback. Phase 2, second half, expand and break through. Now you're not asking for opportunities, you become someone who gets invited. You might change roles, change environments, take on a bigger project, or open a new direction. But what makes 2026 different from your usual Sagittarius breakthrough years is, your breakthrough this year isn't charging into everything. It's breaking through with clarity. Now, plot twists in career. There may be changes that feel sudden. You're doing fine, then someone proposes a team move. You think you'll stay, then an external offer appears. You're following one direction, then the project changes goals. These can irritate Sagittarius, because you love freedom but hate being pushed around. But I want you to see plot twists differently. They're tests of your ability to choose your road. When a plot twist hits, Sagittarius often swings to extremes. 1. Jump instantly, because it feels new and exciting. 2. Cling hard, because you're afraid you'll be wrong. In 2026, you need a third response. Pause for one beat and ask the right question. The question isn't, is this fun? The question is, does this bring me closer to my main axis this year? If yes, go. If not, even if it's fun, you should reconsider. Because fun that pulls you off axis will cost you both fun and results by year end. Now, money. Sagittarius has a fascinating money style. You earn well when you're inspired, free, expanding. But you can also spend emotionally, reward yourself, feel like you deserve it, and watch the budget evaporate. It's fine. Everyone does it. But 2026 wants you to shift from earn by mood to keeping by system. Keeping by system doesn't mean living miserably. It means building a structure so money doesn't slip through your fingers. For example, an emergency fund, a savings investment bucket, and an experience bucket. Sagittarius without an experience bucket is doomed. You'll feel trapped. But if you only have experience and no safety, you'll carry quiet anxiety. In 2026, aim for balance. Still travel, still learn, still play. But not play first, calculate later. If you freelance, have multiple income streams, or want to build a side project, 2026 is great for turning a side project into stable income. But to make it stable, you need one mindset shift. Don't build it like an adventure. Build it like a small business. Product, audience, process, channel. Sagittarius hates process, but only because you think process is a chain. Actually, process is what gives you freedom, because with process, you don't rebuild from scratch every time. I also want to talk about value and price. Sagittarius sometimes underprices yourself because you think, it's fine, I can do it, just get it done. Or you overprice by emotion because you think, I deserve it. What result do you create? What cost do you cut? What revenue do you add? What pain do you solve? The clearer you are about outcomes, the more confident you become in negotiation. And negotiation is a major lesson this year, not just salary. Negotiating role, scope, time, and how you're evaluated. When Sagittarius negotiates well, you don't only earn more. You also get less tired. Because a lot of your burnout doesn't come from weakness, it comes from carrying what isn't yours. I'll give you a small exercise to lock this chunk in, something you can do right away. 1. What's my main career axis for 2026? One sentence only. 2. What are 3 things I will say no to in 2026 to protect that axis? For example, off-direction projects, unreasonable deadlines, energy-draining work relationships. 3. What's one spearhead skill I'll train until it changes my price? 4. What kind of stability do I want for income in 2026? Stable from a raise, stable from an extra stream, or stable from better management? If you can answer these 4 questions, 2026 stops being foggy. And when the fog clears, you'll remember something very Sagittarius. You don't need to run insanely fast. You just need to run the right road. Alright, this chunk ends here. In the next chunk, I'm going into love and relationships for Sagittarius 2026. But in a practical way, how to keep your freedom without making people feel abandoned, how to avoid miscommunication, and how to choose the right person, the right group, the right community, so you can be both happy and growing this year. Sagittarius, in chunk 3, I'm talking about love and relationships in 2026. But I don't want to say it like, you'll meet your person this year, because that's too lottery. I want to talk about what you actually experience, relationships as an ecosystem. Some people arrive to light you up. Some arrive to teach you a lesson. Some arrive so you can realize, okay, I don't fit that kind of connection anymore. And 2026 is the year Sagittarius will feel this more clearly than usual. Not everyone fun is compatible. Not everyone compatible can last. And not everyone you love will walk with you long term. It sounds a little sad, but it's actually very mature. Because this year you can build a kind of love and friendship that's durable, not just explosive. Let me start with a truth that's painfully accurate. Sagittarius is the sign of freedom, but also the sign that can get lonely if freedom becomes a habit of avoiding. You can smile and say, I'm fine, then go here and there, stay busy, explore, experience. But on some random night, you'll wonder, so who actually understands where I am in life right now? 2026 puts you in that question. Not to trap you. To make you define it. What is your freedom? And who do you want standing inside that freedom? Here's the key. Love in 2026 isn't forcing you to change your nature. It's forcing you to change how you communicate. Sagittarius has a fast, direct, honest way of speaking. You hate going in circles. You say what you see. You call it sincerity. And yes, it is sincere. But sometimes sincerity without technique becomes windblade honesty. You say it lightly, but people get cut. This year there will be moments where you're like, wait, I didn't even say anything. Why are they mad? Why are they mad? Or, wait, they said that, and I feel kind of offended? That's frequency mismatch. Not because you're mean, because your speed is too fast, and theirs is slower. You fire a sentence like a text. They receive it like an email. So the love skill of Sagittarius, 2026, is slow down 10% and ask one follow-up question. Sounds simple, but it saves relationships. For example, instead of "that's so weird of you," say, "I'm a bit confused, can you explain what you mean?" Instead of "whatever, forget it," say, "let's pause a bit, then continue." Same meaning, completely different vibe. And vibe determines whether someone wants to stay. Now, love for Sagittarius isn't only about a partner. It's also who you connect with, who you hang with, which communities you're in. 2026 is the year you filter your environment. You'll tolerate shallow conversations less. You'll tolerate pointless drama less. You'll be less willing to be the person who carries the mood for the whole group. And that may cost you some relationships. Don't be scared. You're not losing because you're wrong. You're losing because you've grown. There's a very clear shift in Sagittarius 2026. You start needing people around whom you don't have to perform. You don't have to be fun all the time. You don't have to be strong all the time. You're allowed to say, "I'm tired today." You're allowed to say, "I'm messy right now." And they still stay. That's your new standard. And new standards always come with changing people. If you're single, 2026 can bring a pretty special connection. It won't take your freedom, but it also won't let you stay half in. Someone might come in and be straightforward. "I like you, but I need clarity." And your test is, can you be clear? Because Sagittarius sometimes likes a little ambiguity for fun. Ambiguity means no responsibility, no decision, no commitment. But this year, ambiguity will drain you. You'll realize, anything unclear siphons energy for a long time, and in the end you still have to face it. If you already have a partner, 2026 is a year to adjust rhythm. Sagittarius loves companionship love, doing life together, moving together, experiencing together. But if your life rhythms don't match, you'll feel blocked, and they'll feel left behind. So this year, two things must be spoken: your need for space, and their need for safety. Sagittarius needs space to breathe, to explore, to grow. But your partner also needs to feel, "I'm part of that journey." You don't have to report your every hour, but you do need to show them, "No matter where I go, I come back." That's the difference between freedom and running away. and a mature person can hear the difference. I also want to name another kind of love, love for yourself. It sounds cliché, but it matters this year because there will be moments of self-doubt. Sagittarius usually looks confident, but when plot twists happen, you'll ask? These questions aren't bad. They're a sign you're leveling up. And when you level up, you need an anchor. That anchor could be a habit, a community, a close friend, a mentor, or an inner practice. What brings you back to yourself? What keeps you from getting lost in noise? 2026 has strong intuition vibes. You'll feel clearly who is on your frequency. And the nice part is, you don't need complicated reasons. Just notice, after talking to this person, do you feel lighter or heavier? More energy or drained? More like yourself or like you have to try? This is how Sagittarius filters relationships through the body, not just the brain. But one warning, strong intuition doesn't mean fast judgment. Sometimes when you meet someone different from you, you assume they don't fit. In truth, they might balance you. You're fast, they're slow. You fly, they anchor. If you learn to respect differences, you can build something great. If you only choose people identical to you, you'll have fun for a while, and then, chaos. So 2026 teaches you balance, freedom, and connection. You're still Sagittarius, you still need sky. But you also learn, there's a kind of sky that's even more beautiful when someone is looking at it with you. Let me give you a mini framework you can use immediately in tense moments. It's called 3 questions before you react. 1. Am I reacting because my ego got touched or because I genuinely need to be understood? Sagittarius sometimes reacts because you feel controlled. You hate control. But sometimes the other person isn't controlling you. They just want to feel safe. 2. Do I want freedom or am I trying to run away? Those are very different. Freedom is movement to grow. Running away is movement to avoid. 3. If I speak 10% slower and 10% clearer, how does the story change? This question saves the game. Bring these 3 into your tense moments. You'll be surprised how many relationships can be saved just because you paused in time. Okay, chunk 3 ends with a very Sagittarius line. In 2026, you won't lack people who like you. You just need to choose the one who walks your rhythm. And to choose right, you need more clarity, a little slower pace, and honesty about what you need. Next chunk, your personal journey in 2026, your inner shifts, your quiet transformations, the moments you have to face yourself, and how to turn inner exploration into something real, not just sitting and overthinking. Sagittarius, chunk 4 is the inner exploration part, but I promise I won't do airy philosophy. I'm going to talk about what you'll actually feel in 2026. There will be times you really want to break outward, and at the same time there's a force pulling you inward. Like you're running outside, and suddenly there's a stretch where you have to stop to check the map. Not because you ran out of fuel, because you're about to turn into a new road. 2026 for Sagittarius is deep change, but not the change your hair and done kind. This is operating system change. You start re-examining old beliefs. Old lines you always say. Things you once thought were life truths. And you realize, some are still true, and some are expired. Sagittarius is the sign of belief. You live on meaning. You need to feel like your life is moving towards something worth it. And when you lose meaning, your mood drops fast. You might still smile, still function, still stay busy, but inside it's empty. 2026 doesn't want you living empty, but busy, Dida. It wants you living purposeful and still light. And to get a new purpose, you have to dare to release the old purpose that no longer fits. That's why this year there will be moments when you feel like you don't want it the way you used to. Something that used to excite you suddenly feels flat. A kind of fun, a kind of relationship, a kind of job, a kind of goal. You don't hate it, you just don't want it as your center anymore. Don't panic. You're not losing your fire. You're changing your fuel. But Changing fuel feels uncomfortable because you don't know the new thing yet, and the old thing is no longer attractive. You're in between. And that in between makes Sagittarius overthink, makes you ask, what's wrong with me? Am I losing direction? No, but you're upgrading. And Sagittarius's inner upgrade in 2026 shows up as 3 tests. Test 1. Can you stay still with yourself? Sagittarius hates staying still. Stillness feels like being locked. But 2026 will create moments where you have to be still, whether you want to or not. Maybe work demands focus. Maybe a relationship needs a real conversation. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you realize you've been running too long. Stillness isn't to make you sad. Stillness is to let you hear yourself. And hearing yourself is a skill Sagittarius rarely trains because you usually hear the world first. This year you learn to listen to your body, your emotions, and that small quiet intuition inside. Test 2. Can you drop the "I have to be strong" role? Sagittarius is strong in a cheerful way. You don't like people worrying. You don't like heavy energy. You often choose to handle things alone. But this year, if you keep handling everything alone, you'll get tired. Deep change doesn't happen solo. You need at least one place to lean: a friend, a community, a therapeutic routine, or a mentor. Not many, but real. Test 3. Can you change your definition of success? This is the big one. Many Sagittarians define success as going far. Far in experience, far in position, far in income, far in status. And yes, you can go far. But 2026 asks you something else. What's the point of going far if you don't belong anywhere? It hurts a little, but it's true. This year you start craving a kind of success with roots. Maybe you want a place that truly feels like home. A life rhythm you can repeat without getting bored. A job you can do long-term and still grow. A relationship that's calm and still fun. This is Sagittarius maturity. You learn to love stability without losing freedom. It sounds contradictory, but it's the most beautiful equation of Sagittarius 2026. Now, how do you turn inner exploration into something practical, not just sitting and sinking into thoughts? I suggest one concept. My life has 2 skies. An outer sky, work, money, plans, trips, goals. An inner sky, emotions, beliefs, fears, intuition, self-worth. Sagittarius normally lives more in the outer sky. 2026 makes you care for the inner sky. Not so you abandon career, so career doesn't swallow you. And there are 3 things that fit you well this year. First, Sagittarius-style journaling. Don't write long, Sagittarius gets bored. Just 3 lines daily or weekly. What I noticed, what I want, what I need. Sounds simple, but it gradually clarifies you. And when you're clear, you decide better. Second, detox old beliefs. Sagittarius lives by belief, so sometimes you wear an old belief like an old shirt. Worn too long, it doesn't fit anymore, but you keep wearing it out of habit. This year ask, which belief is holding me back? For example, I need absolute freedom to be happy. I have to be fun to be lovable. I must do a lot to have value. If I slow down, I lose. Familiar? If yes, 2026 is the year you replace them with new lines. I have value even when I rest. I can choose less and still be enough. I can connect without losing freedom. Third, train intuition through small actions. Intuition isn't for guessing, it's for testing. You feel a project is right? Take one small step. If the more you do, the brighter it gets, it's right. You feel a relationship is wrong. Take distance and see if you feel lighter. If you do, it's right. Your 2026 intuition gets stronger when you dare to follow it, but follow it with control, not reckless leaps. One more thing, your emotions might fluctuate in a weird way this year. One day you're super on, want to build, do, go. Another day you want to disappear. turn off your phone, be alone. Sagittarius tends to label that as inconsistency, but it's upgrade rhythm. During transformation, your energy can't be steady all the time. It comes in waves. You need to learn to surf the waves, not fight them. If you're tired, rest. If you need solitude, take it. But remember, be alone to recover, not to isolate. You're allowed to pull back, but don't turn pulling back into a disappearing habit, because disappearing is how Sagittarius creates loneliness. Okay? I'll close this chunk with something that sounds like a universe message, but in everyday words. The 2026 message for you is, you don't have to keep running to prove you're alive. You just have to live true to what you believe, and what you believe must nourish you, not burn you. Then, you can still go far. You can still expand. You can still be Sagittarius who loves wide skies. But this year, you learn one more sky, the inner sky. And when the inner sky is calm, the outer sky opens naturally. Next chunk, I'm going to gather the milestones in the timeline of 2026 for Sagittarius in a way that's easy to remember and easy to tell as a story, so you know when to push, when to hold, when to change, and when to rest. Sagittarius. In chunk 5, I'm doing something extremely practical and honestly, extremely valuable. I'm compressing your 2026 timeline into something easy to remember, easy to narrate, and most importantly, easy to live. Because truly, hearing a whole year without a timeline is like watching a movie without knowing what scene you're in. When it's time to push, you rest. When it's time to rest, you force it. When it's time to choose, you spread. And when Sagittarius spreads, you end the year both tired and frustrated like, wait, how did I do so much and still not feel satisfied? So in this chunk, I'm going to tell 2026 as a 4-chapter journey by season. Each chapter comes with vibe, goal, what to avoid, and one line to remind yourself when you drift. Let's go. Chapter 1, January to March. Open the game. Draw the map. Choose the main axis. Early 2026 for Sagittarius feels like you just turned your machine on, the Wi-Fi signal is strong, your mind is sharp, and you're thinking, okay, this year I can do it. There's a bright point around mid-January, one of those windows where decision-making, planning, setting goals, signing things, starting projects, everything feels easier to click. But what's the trap of early year for Sagittarius? You get too hyped. Everything looks doable. You keep opening tabs. You promise yourself, this year I will, and then list 12 things. By February, you start getting tired of yourself. So the goal of this phase isn't running. The goal is choosing the road. You don't need 100% certainty. You only need enough clarity so your year doesn't drift. The simple formula for Q&N is, choose one main axis and write down 3 things you will not do. It sounds backward, but not doing is what keeps you on the right road. The right Q&E vibe, clear, minimal, foundational, total. What to avoid, decisions based on temporary emotion, especially the habit of let me take everything and figure it out later. Sagittarius takes everything and auto-overloads. Cohen-Rai reminder line, choose less, but choose deep. Chapter 2, April to June. Train the skill. Filter the people. Stabilize the rhythm. In Q2, the energy is less explosive, but it's perfect for building real competence. This is when you step into routine. And Sagittarius typically hates routine, but if you have it, you'll fly insanely far. Q2 makes one thing obvious. What's just an idea, and what's actual skill? What you can talk about, and what you can actually do. This is a great time to 1. Raise one spearhead skill to a level where people can instantly tell you're different. 2. Adjust your work system, schedule, workflow, energy management. 3. Filter your work and social circles. Who lifts you forward, who drains you down? Because Q2 often carries a type of quiet fatigue, not from heavy tasks but from having to perform to fit the environment. Sagittarius forced to perform for too long will eventually explode or disappear. So Q2 is perfect for one small but high-quality move. Build a support circle. One close friend to be real with. One mentor to ask for direction. One community to learn with. One recovery habit. What to avoid in Q2? Getting bored because things feel steady. Sagittarius gets bored and wants to switch. But sometimes that steady rhythm is exactly what's building your foundation for the second half breakthrough. Don't destroy the foundation just because there's no drama. Q2 reminder line. Steady for a bit, so you can explode properly at the end. Chapter 3, July to September, Turning Point. Change how you work, then change how you live. Okay, this is the peak of the movie chapter. Especially late July. There are 2 drop points I want you to remember like you remember your crush's birthday. Drop point 1, innovation and creativity. This is when you realize, I can't do it the old way anymore. In work, love, or how you build life. Like you look and the old format suddenly feels too tight. And the universe goes, okay, change. Drop point 2, right after. Inner exploration. Like a pull inward, changing the outside isn't enough. You have to change the reason you run. You start asking deeper questions. What am I doing this to prove? Am I chasing this because I want it, or because I'm scared? Am I living by my values, or by someone else's standards? These two are a pair. Many people change their method but not their life, and get tired again. Some change their life but don't dare act, and regret it. Sagittarius 2026 gets a chance to do both, if you're willing to look straight. The right Q3 vibe. Brave, flexible, brutally honest with yourself. What to avoid in Q3? Turning because of impulsive excitement. Q3 can bring plot twists. Something big arrives unexpectedly, and you want to jump instantly. Sagittarius loves jumping. But this year, jumping without checking your main axis will send you off course. Here's a rule that fits Q3 perfectly, the 24-hour rule. When a big invitation, big decision, big change arrives, give yourself 24 hours. Not to delay. To calm down and hear whether you're choosing because it's fun, or because it's aligned. Q3 reminder line. Change to be truer, not to escape. Chapter 4. October to December. Harvest, close the loop, speed up with control. In Q4, the pace gets fast. You'll see things converge. What you planted early in the year, if you stayed disciplined, starts producing results. For those who stayed on axis, the end of the year feels amazing. You can see real progress, real outcomes, real maturity compared to January. But Q4 also has a very Sagittarius trap. The later the year, the greedier your appetite gets. You feel momentum and you want more. You want to do everything, finish everything, close everything. And then you push yourself into hot head, hot heart, packed calendar, exhausted body. So Q4 teaches one skill: speed up with control. Speed up with control means choose the 2-3 most important goals to close. Everything else, you dare to carry into 2027. Sagittarius fears missing out, but sometimes missing out is how you keep your strength to go long. Q4 also clarifies relationships. Who's still walking with you will stay. Who doesn't fit will fall away. And you'll feel lighter. Maybe a little sad, but lighter, because you're not splitting your energy across half and half connections anymore. Financially, Q4 is great for grown-up review. How much did I earn? How much did I keep? And is my money system stable? Sagittarius usually earns well. Keeping depends on mood. But if by the end of 2026 you can keep, you enter 2027 very strong. Q4 reminder line. Close less. Close beautifully. Close in a way that lasts. Done in. Now I'm compressing it into one ultra-short 2026 map. You'll remember instantly. Choose the axis, build the foundation. Q2. Train the skill, stabilize the rhythm. Q3. Turning point, change how you work and how you live. Q4. Harvest, close the loop, speed up with control. And if you ask me, what sign shows you're moving in the right rhythm? You're in rhythm when you feel expansion and more structure. Still free, but less lost. Still hungry to explore, but less scattered. Still turning, but after you turn you feel more correctly placed, not more lost. If your whole year feels like running, switching, boredom, and disappearing, that's a sign you're getting dragged by plot twists without a main axis to anchor you. Okay, Chunk 5 closes with a tagline you can literally use for 2026. This year isn't about running the fastest. It's about running the truest. In Chunk 6, I'll do the most important ending, the full message of 2026 for Sagittarius. Your top 3 priorities, top 3 lessons, and a final the universe whispers line. So you walk into 2026 both strong and light. Sagittarius, Chunk 6 is where I pull everything together into one complete picture. So when you finish, you feel, okay, I get my 2026. Not get it so you can control every detail. Get it so you don't get dragged. Get it so you know when to open, when to hold, when to change, when to rest. And most importantly, get it so you live this year in your Sagittarius essence, but in a more grown version. If Chunk 1 was the map, Chunk 2 was career, Chunk 3 was love, Chunk 4 was inner life, Chunk 5 was timeline, then Chunk 6 is the 3 priorities, 3 lessons, 3 keys that close the year. Let's start with the 3 biggest priorities of Sagittarius 2026. Priority #1, choose one main axis and go deep. This is the most important priority because it decides everything else. Sagittarius has massive energy to do, learn, try. You can live 3 lives in 1 year if you want. But 2026 doesn't need you living 3 lives. It needs you living 1 true life and going deep into it. Going deep isn't boring. Going deep is turning what you like into what you're good at. Turning what you're good at into value. Turning value into results. And those results are what buy you long-term freedom. Remember this line, go deep to go far. It sounds cliché, but for Sagittarius 2026, it's the winning formula. Priority #2, freedom with structure. Sagittarius hates being tied down, but you also hate feeling unanchored. You want the sky, but you also need a point of gravity so you don't get lost. 2026 teaches you how to build structure for your freedom. That structure could be a work schedule, a money system, a health rhythm, a community, a clear relationship, anything, as long as it helps you stand steady. Because freedom without structure becomes freedom as drift. Drift is fun for a while, but long-term it turns into quiet anxiety. Freedom with structure is freedom as flight. You fly, but you have a destination. Priority #3. 2026 doesn't force you to have a lot of people. It forces you to have the right people. People you can be honest with. People you can be silent with without awkwardness. People you can go far and still come back to. For Sagittarius, the right people make life less lonely and less performative. Okay. 3 priorities done. Now, 3 big lessons of the year. Lesson #1, fun doesn't automatically mean aligned. Sagittarius easily chooses what's fun. And fun isn't wrong. But 2026 teaches you to distinguish. Does this fun help you grow, or does it delay you? Some fun is a reward after you do the right thing. Some fun is how you avoid what you need to do. You don't need to live harshly. You just need to be awake. Awake enough to know, is this feeding me or burning me? Lesson #2, communication is the key that keeps relationships. This year, mismatched frequency is easy. You speak fast, think fast, react fast. Other people can't always keep up. Sometimes you think you're direct, but they hear you as cold. You think you're playful, but they hear you as not serious. This is a very Sagittarius test. So the lesson is 10% slower, 10% clearer, and 1 follow-up question. It sounds tiny, but it saves relationships, saves teamwork, saves negotiation. Lesson #3, plot twists aren't here to break you, they're here to adjust you. Sagittarius often thinks life needs 1 correct road, and you just run it. But Your 2026 life is like GPS. You take a wrong turn, it doesn't yell at you, it just goes recalculating. You think you're off track, but you're being guided to a more correct place. The real question is, do you panic? Do you react impulsively? Or do you pause and ask, what is this turn trying to teach me? If Sagittarius learns to see plot twists as course correction, you become very strong. Now, 3 practical keys. Things you can carry and use immediately. Key 1. The 1-3-5 rule for big decisions. 1 main axis for the year. 3 priorities for this quarter. 5 small habits for this week. Simple, but it creates structure. Sagittarius with light structure like this won't get dragged. Key 2. Discipline your energy, not your time. People obsess over time and forget energy. Everyone has the same 24 hours, but your energy doesn't match other people's. Sagittarius has very on waves and very off waves. This year, don't force yourself to be on all the time. Learn to work with your tides. When you're on, do hard work, big decisions, key moves. When you're off, rest, recover, clean systems, do light tasks, care for your body. Don't insult yourself for being off. Off is part of the game. Key 3. 1 place to return to. I'm serious, the busier Sagittarius gets, the more you need a place to return. It can be a home, a work corner, a familiar cafe, a person, a habit, somewhere that reminds you who you are when you come back. Sagittarius travels far easily, but if you don't have a place to return, you start feeling lost. And that lost feeling is what tires you most. Okay. Now the ending. I want to end chunk 6 with a universe message, but like a friend talking to you, not mystical theater. Sagittarius 2026, you don't need to prove you're alive by being busy all the time. You don't need to prove you're good by carrying everything. You don't need to prove you're free by belonging nowhere. You only need to do one thing, choose what you believe, and live true to it. But what you believe this year has to be something that grows you, not something you use to escape. If you feel like you're opening too many tabs, return to the main axis. If you feel like you're reacting too fast, slow your words by 10%. If you feel lost because of a plot twist, ask, is this recalculating, or is this me avoiding? And finally, 1 line to carry for the whole year. 2026 isn't here to make you run faster. It's here to make you run truer. And when you run true, you'll naturally go far.